Hello, my scrumptious friends. I wanted to make this video for a few days now, but I just didn't have the time to do it. So I thought, okay, you know what? No matter what I do today, I have to make this video. So here I am creating this video for a very specific group of people like me. This is for all the hopeful romantics out there who love love, who might not be ready for love, or who might be recovering from love. It is that time of year again where we look around and, we start to see a lot of heart-shaped recipes online. We start to see a lot of red and pink decorations around the aisles in stores, and a lot of more his and her gift sales. I'm talking about Valentine's Day. It's right around the corner. For those of us who love love, it's just another day to celebrate love. And sometimes around this day, some of us may get lonely, especially when we don't have someone to share that day with. Although it's a day like any other day, it's still another celebration of love. And so it could possibly make people like us feel lonely or wish that we had love. But you know what? We might not be in a space in our life where we're ready for love. We might be recovering from love. And that is why I wanted to make this very specific video, because I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. And I personally would like a video like this. So I thought, why not meet my own needs as I do in every other way? Am I right or am I correct? First of all, I want to preface this video. I've already mentioned this before, but I want to preface it again. I think that Valentine's Day is just another day that, society or whatever has created as a money-making scheme. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. I think there are a lot of people in the world that literally only celebrate their mothers or their partners or whatever on those specific days, like their birthday or like days like this. I personally, if it works for your relationship, do you, right? But for me, I think that that is really silly. And I think that if that is the only day that my partner, for example, is celebrating me, or if that's the only day I'm celebrating my mom or my dad, I feel like that is a huge issue. And that's not the way I was raised, nor is that the way that I would want to be treated. So I want to preface this video by saying Valentine's Day is just like any other day. However, because it is a celebration of love, why not have an extra day of celebration of love? So when I'm in a relationship with someone, this is just an additional day that I would like, being celebrated. It doesn't have to be crazy, go all out, because the assumption is we're celebrating each other every other day as well. Okay, I want to also mention that there is nothing wrong with spending Valentine's Day alone, or with friends or with family. It doesn't always have to be with a partner. For a lot of us who are single, it is totally okay to spend the day alone if you see fit. And you don't even have to do anything special for it, but we'll get into that right now with some kind of like tips for Valentine's Day coming up that I kind of put together as a way of helping us get through this day. Because sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but it can get a little bit suffocating looking around, seeing all of this love being thrown at you when you don't really have people to pour that love into. You know what I'm saying? Romantically. I'm not saying like family and stuff. Oh, and before I dive into the reasons, I just want to validate the people who have negative feelings towards this day. I totally understand that, especially if you're not in a relationship or you've had a previous bad experience with this day, or you're healing from a past relationship. I get those feelings of bitterness towards this day, towards people who like overly share intimate things about this day on social media. I completely understand, and you're valid in feeling that. I just wanted to take a moment to validate your feelings and say it is okay to feel like that. And I literally just realized reverb has been on this whole time, but I want to keep this video as authentic as possible, and I am not going back and re-recording, okay? So let's dive into it. First of all, if you are looking to spend this day alone, I would recommend, if you're choosing to spend this day alone, spend it doing things that make you happy. Spend it doing things that genuinely bring you joy. And you're not necessarily trying to distract yourself from your feelings, but you're actually just trying to be your own source of happiness. And that's cool too. So for me, for example, it would be things like streaming, playing video games, doing art, spending time with my community. Those are the things that bring me joy. Also, I could have spent this day with family as well, but I don't think my foot's going to be fully healed for me to be able to commute to my parents' place. So that is one way that you could choose to spend Valentine's Day. Second way, if you want to actually have no social interactions with anybody, including people online, I would highly recommend that you actually just spend time totally by yourself and with your thoughts. I know some people might be totally against that because they're like, you shouldn't sit alone with your thoughts and just, if you're sad, be sad. But I'm a huge proponent for feeling the way that you feel. Like, don't apologize for how you feel. If you don't feel like you want to be around people and you just want to have a cozy time alone, totally okay. Put on a movie, grab a blanket, sit on the couch, do your thing, read a book, do your own thing alone. That is totally fine. Stay in your own space, in your own room, in your own home, whatever it is. And that's actually a totally okay way to deal with the day. And also, if you do end up feeling emotional, if you do end up feeling vulnerable, that's okay too. Like, really dwell on your feelings. Think about why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. Grieve the memories that you possibly have associated with this day. Grieve the things that you possibly miss having on this day. It's okay. It's okay to feel like that. And we don't necessarily always need someone to fill that space. Sometimes we just want to cry and we just want to allow ourselves to not be okay, and that's okay. Tip number 3 is, if you want to, you can also spend this day with family if you don't want to spend it with friends or alone. I think that's a really beautiful way. If you call over a sister, a brother, or go over to your parents' house, or if you even call your friends over, if you consider them as family. I guess this could be family or friends. You could also have like a friends Valentine's Day type thing, and that could also be a cute thing. I personally have never experienced that. I personally have never done that before, but it could work for some people, and that could be something really cute that you all could do together. Even if they actually have relationships, they could do like half of a day with their friends and then half of a day with their partners. I think that's also a really cute thing to do. Another tip that I would give is stay off of social media. Again, I am targeting a very specific select few people with this video. There are people like me who are hopeful romantics who have certain feelings about this day and about love. I personally am going to be staying off social media, especially on the 14th and a couple days after and a couple days before. I'm going to try my best to stay off of social media. Y'all, we get bombarded on there. And as strong as you might be, as okay as you might be for the most part, I feel like sometimes it can really get to you seeing all of these like couples and all of these people that seem to be happy, but we have to remember social media is fake, super fake. And, they could be completely miserable in real lives and not even really like each other in real life. But, sometimes we can easily get lost and drown in these posts about love and social and how great they have a relationship and how you should do this when you're in love and this when you're in love. And it's so tiring. So if I were in that situation, I definitely would just stay off of social media. So that's what I would do. Another thing I would do is, if I was choosing to go out, I would be very careful with where I go out. I would avoid places that couples would naturally go. So I personally like to go alone to the movies. I don't mind that at all. I like to go to restaurants alone. I don't mind that at all as well. But on this specific day of Valentine's Day, yeah, best believe I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not going to the movies to see couples holding hands and smooching and doing all kinds of stuff in the movie theaters. I'm not going to restaurants to see couples all cute and dressed up. And I'm just sitting there like, I normally am okay going to the, dinner alone, but yeah, I would like to spend this with somebody special, not just somebody. Anyone can get anybody. We're talking about the real thing. So I personally would avoid going to places where couples would naturally go on this day. Even if you're going to the mall, I don't know. I know, I personally know I would be extra sensitive on this day. So I'm just letting the people out there who are like, who are like me, you might be extra sensitive on this day too. So just be mindful of where you are taking yourself and the space that you are in mentally. You don't want to trigger something, or you don't want to end up going into like a spiral, you know? Another thing I would recommend is, and I know I mentioned this before, like do things that make you happy, but kind of correlated to that is if you are not a streamer and you don't really have a lot of friends that you spend a lot of time with, and you don't have a lot of things that you want to do by yourself alone, Twitch is a great place to spend Valentine's Day. There are a lot of beautiful, amazing people, amazing streamers, amazing communities out there who do community games on this day, who will definitely make you feel less alone than you would feel maybe if you were spending the day alone, but like not really excited to spend the day alone. You're just doing that because you don't have the company. Twitch is a great place for that. Definitely try out Twitch, and you know, I'll probably be streaming on that day too. Shout out to Solo Raven myself. If you want to stop by, twitch.tv/Solo Raven. You know, I'll put the link in the description. I will definitely be streaming that day at around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So you can stop by there if you would like. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but probably going to be just some chaos. You know, it's usually chaos when we're playing League or Valorant, or maybe I'll do some Fall Guys. I don't know. We'll see. Remind yourself that, because I'll be doing this, so this is as much for me as it is for anyone out there, that being in a relationship doesn't automatically equal being happy or being in a happy relationship. Some relationships are just relationships for the sake of being relationships, or some people are in relationships just because they don't want to be lonely, or some people are in relationships because they just like the idea of having a partner, but it's less about the person that they're with. And I don't know about you guys, but I want the real thing. The next relationship I get into, I would like it to be the real thing, as I always am in search for. I've never like pursued a relationship being like, oh, I'm just lonely and I just want to date someone for fucking 5 years. No, it's always like I want to find someone who eventually I would like to spend the rest of my life with. So for me, I want the real deal, and I'm not just looking for someone to fill the space just on Valentine's Day because I'm lonely. I want the real deal. I want the long-term deal. And so the way I'll probably be spending my Valentine's Day is streaming. You know, as I said, doing things that I enjoy, chilling alone, probably alone, and I'm cool with that. I'm totally happy with that. I'm comfortable with that. I'm okay with that. And yeah, I encourage everyone to kind of reflect on that. And I know that we know that, but sometimes on this day, because of all the societal pressures and all the things that we see around us, we sometimes might, you know, feel a little bit more lonely than usual. So yeah, just remember that we're better off not being in a relationship if we're not in a relationship and we're choosing to stay out of a relationship, or we're healing from a past relationship. It's better for us to stay away from relationships right now. It's better to heal and take in a healed version of yourself into a relationship rather than just have a relationship for the sake of having a relationship. And number two, also, again, remind yourself that the people on social media, most of them are pretty miserable. Most of them are looking for validation. Most of them, because think about it, if you were happy in a relationship and you had all of these beautiful intimate moments, why would you want to share that with the world? Like, to me, that's very private stuff. That's because what are the comments going to be? Oh my God, you're so lucky. Oh my God, that's so cute. Oh my God, protect him at all costs. Oh my God, he's so amazing. Oh, this just called me single in 5 different languages. They're all the same. Literally, guys, we've seen the same comments over and over again. It's literally the same. And actually, if you ask me, this is one of the reasons I have rarely, I don't think I've ever actually posted anything about my personal relationships, my personal romantic relationships on Instagram or in social media posts about my relationship, like gushing about the person, because it's very private. It's very close to my heart. And when you have a treasure, you want to protect it. And that's what I would do if I was in a relationship. And that's what I have done actually in my past. My track record shows. So just remember, there are some people who are, of course, genuine on social media, but the large majority of people do a lot of things for clout, do a lot of things are staged, a lot of things are not real. It's, guys, let's not fall into that. And I know we're going to be extra vulnerable on this 14th. So that's why I suggest staying off of social media. And again, Valentine's Day is just an additional day of love. Remember, you don't want someone just for the day of Valentine's Day. You want the real thing. If you're like me, you want the real thing. And so Valentine's Day is just another day. We're gonna get through it. We will be okay. You are valid for feeling however you feel about this day. And also, don't also feel pressured to be strong on this day. I know that there's a lot of posts out there who are like self-love, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, self-love is amazing, but that people don't realize is also a journey. Self-love is a journey. So when Valentine's Day comes around, maybe you're in a really shit place in that journey. You know what I'm saying? So it might be hard to be like, yeah, I'm single and I don't need a guy. I don't need anybody or a girl. Like, I don't need a person to spend the rest of my life with. You know, if you are there, awesome, possum. But the large bulk of us are not, okay? We might have days where we're like that, but majority of the time we're not. And that's okay. Like, we're on our journey. We'll get there eventually. We just might not be there right now. And so I want to just remind everyone that it's okay to, you know, not be thrilled that you're single. It's okay to want to spend the rest of your life with someone and be in pursuit of, you know, someone that compliments you, doesn't complete you, but compliment you. And it's okay to grieve on this day as well. You know, it's totally okay. It doesn't always have to be a happy day filled with lots of love and gushiness. It can be a sad day, and that's okay. And with that, I am wishing your heart and your mind and your soul and your spirit and your body peace and good health and happiness. Please choose to be kind to yourself and to others. Stay safe, my boo-boos. Stay scrumptious, my new-news. A big hug for you. A big mwah kiss for you. Take care of yourselves. I hope that this video has proven to be helpful in some way for someone out there. Please take care of yourselves, and I will definitely make another video if I am healthy and able. Take care, and Raven out. In advance, happy Valentine's Day.